Life Centers a call today, or I might find you and clogging you.
That's 248-879-1100 or visit HainfieldLifeCenters.com.
I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News, and now Paul W. Smith.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Good Thursday morning to you. It is the 5th of November, the 310th day of 2020. There are 56 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. We should be celebrating our new president by now, usually, but that is not the case, in spite of what the Detroit News headline is. Michigan goes for Biden. But right underneath it, it says, but presidency still up in the air with a few key states' results lagging. That doesn't really help anything, guys. If it's not over, it's not over. If it's over, it's over. Whatever. The world is laughing at us. Not that I care too much about what the world thinks, but some of the headlines of other newspapers around the world, the Statue of Liberty kind of covering her face and peeking through saying, is it over yet? Make America wait again. And Donald trumped. The various headlines from this one's the Scottish Daily Mail. Donald trumped in knife-edge election. Biden says victory is in sight, but Trump calls result a fraud and sends in his lawyers. Not sure the Metro, what this is, the Metro where this is from. Make America wait again. And the new European battle for the White House special issue. Is it over yet? With the Statue of Liberty covering her eyes, kind of peeking out. Well, the team is here, and we're going through it all with you. And that includes Dick Hafner, our WJR News Director. Dick, thank you for presenting the news as the news. We do appreciate it. Dana Clark is here, traffic, weather. I think we're doing our Movie Show Plus early today because we have our pancake breakfast tomorrow? Is that what's happening?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
We have our virtual pancake breakfast tomorrow for the parade company. And, of course, I've carried a card around on that breakfast for weeks now that I had here in my stack, and now I won't be able to find it, but we will be doing that tomorrow, I promise. Brian Morton back in the booth, if you will, running all the controls to make sure that our signal gets to you. It gets to you now via social media as well as the good old 760 on the AM dial. First 45 minutes of the show, you can actually watch as well. Kim in the southernmost portion of Michigan that actually sent me those worldwide headlines on the election. And, of course, our executive producer producing the show by the clock, in this case, the grandfather clock, Ann Thomas.
Happy Friday Eve, Don. Yes.
Happy Friday Eve. It's Hat Day. And therefore, we're all wearing hats, mostly for our people who join us on the social media. We can explain them to everybody else. But at 5:42, we've got other business to take care of here on WJR.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
And our WJR traffic and weather. First, Miss Dana Clark.
Earlier accident along 75 northbound at Dixie Highway that is clear. So let's talk about some upcoming construction that is also along 75, both directions, northbound and southbound. Between 8 Mile and 696, that's going to kick off tomorrow, 11 p.m. All lanes scheduled to close until 5 a.m. on Monday. Woodward can be used as an alternate. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
More beautiful weather continuing. Doesn't look as nice today, but the message is mild and well above average. More clouds than sun today, mid-60s. Overnight tonight, we'll settle back into the mid-40s. We will clear, though. That leaves us with sunshine for Friday, upper 60s near 70. The weekend looks sunny with highs in the mid to upper 60s. Average highs this time of year in the mid 50s. From a Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
And we're looking at about 54 degrees in Detroit. So it's close to that wherever you are within the sound of my voice. As we approach 5:44, and Rush Limbaugh, who's with us from noon till 3 on WJR, and he stops by first thing in the morning, like right now. Rush?
The authoritarian Democrat governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, just issued an executive order that puts more burdens on Michigan businesses, which are struggling to keep their doors open. Almost every business that interacts with the public is affected. Restaurants, barbershops, hair salons, movie theaters, so on. They're now required to keep a detailed log of every person that enters their doors. They have to record the customer's contact information, time of arrival. This is supposedly for contact tracing. Now, if the business neglects their duties to act an enforcement agent of the state, there will be harsh consequences. Supreme Commander Gretchen Whitmer can punish offending businesses with 6 months in prison. She can impose fines of $1,000. Now, as you've seen, whenever it's suggested that local police should ask suspects if they're in America legally, the left has a fit. They say illegal immigrants should never be asked to show their papers to law enforcement. But in Michigan, customers of legitimate businesses are now being required to show their papers to the business owners who have been deputized against their will to act as law enforcement agents of the state. And not a peep of objection from liberals or their drive-by media accomplices. The only thing that Governor Whitmer deserves to be shown is the door as soon as she's up for re-election.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR. Well, she's become a conservative lightning rod. That's certainly for sure. Well, not just conservatives, a lot of people. But really, wasn't that rule put in by the health department rather than the governor? I don't even know. I mean, I thought the governor was done with.
That's right. Yeah.
With her edicts.
She continues to have very high poll ratings with regard to how she's handling coronavirus too.
From Michiganders.
From the Michiganders, yeah. People really approve.
The ones that matter to her. I mean,
well, the numbers are
governor.
Yeah, but the numbers are big. I mean,
no, what I'm saying is she 7%. Continues to be successful with the people she needs to be successful with. She is, after all, sometimes we forget this with everything going on and with all the national attention, she is the governor of Michigan.
Right.
So the numbers that count the most are the numbers that come from Michiganders.
That's right.
And as you say, Michiganders,
they like what she's doing.
Last I heard was well over 60%.
About 67%.
So nearly 70% like what she's doing. So it doesn't much matter what everybody
good numbers
says.
Yep.
Anybody would love to have numbers like that. That's running a state. The rest of them can complain and say stuff, but her numbers are better than most. So what are you going to do? You just hear from the people who don't like it. Right. You hear from them more than you hear from the people that do.
That's right.
It is hat day. Mine is obvious. I have the Old English D.
Oh, that's nice.
On it.
I like that one.
Detroit. Annie, what's your hat?
Treetops.
Oh, Treetops Resort.
Beautiful.
I thought it would be a nice time to the weather is so beautiful. Wouldn't it be great to go up north and go
golfing? Yesterday was so beautiful, and I watched the golfers out on the golf course.
Beautiful.
Envious.
It'd be great to go golfing, go up north or do something fun before it gets really, really cold.
Yep, and it will. I don't see a hat on.
I have an invisible hat. It's invisible.
What would it say if we could see it?
I'm sleepy.
I'm sleepy.
Thursday.
Oh, you came on just in the nick of time. We were.
I was here.
I was getting nervous.
I was here.
I thought maybe you were having a little sleep in.
Yeah,
I fell asleep. No, I was here. Dick, I don't think can hear us.
Mr. Hafner, can you hear us? I know he's on.
No.
He's on mute. I think only when we're on the air can he hear us. Who knows how that works?
That might be something we might want to fix.
Yeah.
I think I'll make a note.
Annie, what's your
You're
say?
hearing the Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
I was wondering about. It is 5:48, 12 minutes away from 6 o'clock, and the beat goes on. We don't know officially yet who the president is, but we are pretty certain that it will go Biden's way unless the legal challenges, and there are now many, prove some of these things are wrong, and that wrongdoing took place. And a lot of people certainly believe that wrongdoing took place. So I don't know what the end is here. How, Dick? I don't know if you can hear me now. I hope you can. What's the end game here from a news standpoint? What's the official end game, or is there no end game?
There will be one, but I certainly haven't determined one, and I haven't seen any national pundit or observer able to answer that question. Right now, there are Trump lawsuits in 3 states, including Michigan, also Georgia and Pennsylvania. And as far as a news perspective goes, we simply follow those lawsuits and see where they go. That won't be the end. There'll be more.
Yeah, so that if one lawsuit doesn't work, you start another lawsuit, basically.
No, I'm saying that I expect, and I think the other reporters expect, that there will be more Trump legal action.
I wonder what other recourse there is. I mean, we're in kind of new ground here. Elections have been challenged before. Heck, the whole thing with Bush and Gore, how long did that take? That took a long time.
Months.
So we tend to forget, except I guess, well, I don't know. I'm here's what I know. I'm tired of the whole thing. And
I don't think this will take months, though. I think the technology is better. And even if there are recounts in several different states, I think it'll go much more quickly. It's just my sense of it, but I don't think it's going to go as long. Because remember in Florida, we had to go through the whole hanging Chad.
God.
But he has a right to demand a recount. That is his right. But the suing part, what are you suing for?
Well, I think these are recount laws.
Mishandling of ballots. That's basically.
Oh, mishandling of ballots.
Right.
Okay. But he wants the vote to be counted in some places and to stop the count in other places.
Well,
so
he
it just
wanted
depends.
to stop the count in Michigan. He wanted to recount in Wisconsin.
Right.
For recount. So
it's like, which one do you want?
All votes were counted in Nevada. I know
Okay.
one of the states that he was concerned about. So we're just going to have to kind of be patient. Paul did say earlier in the week that our word of the day was patience.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's our word of the month.
Yes.
And along with that is weary.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Weary. I'm tired. And I stayed up late again watching. And I don't know why, because
You can't, it's hard to draw away from it, though.
yeah, but
To be honest, I think a lot of people are watching.
yeah.
We went
Right.
for a walk last night and we saw TVs on in different houses.
You were peeking in like.
Yeah, we could actually see that they were watching news channels.
Battersby's are out. Everybody close.
Right.
The election fatigue, what I
Yes.
call it, election fatigue,
Yeah.
that will help Biden. People
Will help
will, right.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think more and more people will say, I'm tired of this. Forget about the protests, the lawsuits. This will be public opinion now.
Yeah.
And let's get on with it. It looks like Biden won the election. Let's go from there. That's what I think public opinion will be if I read the voter fatigue meter correctly.
You know, the other thing is for people who supported the president, it's irritating and very disappointing because given what he did with the economy and everything else, by all those other measures, like we heard from Patrick Anderson, who always makes the call every year, the financial side of it would have meant that he would have been reelected. But the Trump people did a horrific job of reminding people what they accomplished and how it was the pandemic that took those accomplishments down. And if he had handled the pandemic just a little bit differently, with a little more empathy and compassion, especially after he got it, which I thought, well, that's a blessing for him. He can now be very relatable. He wasn't. He was Superman. He was this. He was that. The Donald, as we used to call him in New York, that's, if anyone remembers, he was called the Donald. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid the Donald, through just simple little things and with his surrogates, brought this upon himself. He could have won. He should have won handily.
Well, he constantly, through things that he said and tweeted, detracted from the things that he did. Separate things that someone says and things that someone does. His supporters were accused of being blindly following him, regardless of what he does or what he says. And basically, the supporters say, if I call a plumber, I don't care about the butt crack. I just want the leak fixed.
It's a perfect example. And not just the butt crack part, but I'm having a little leak under my sink. It started yesterday.
I do
just
think
want him to fix the leak.
I do think you're absolutely
and he did fix
right
the leak.
that, though, Paul. I think that if he would have done just a little bit differently with regard to coronavirus, just a smidge, and maybe been just more aggressive about dealing with it, that percentage of people that ended up voting for Joe Biden would easily have switched over to Donald Trump, because look at how close this is.
And usually an incumbent wins.
Right. I mean,
usually,
very rare,
unless you are just really, really bad.
I mean, this isn't like a blowout for the Democrats.
I'm surprised it's not more of a blowout.
It's kind of like what Mike Rogers said, and I love the line. The only time the president isn't shooting himself in the foot is when he's reloading his gun. Mm-hmm. And that's unfortunate. That's a hallmark of the way he was and the way he is. And it's just incredible. If only, this is one of those things where you wish he would have, I guess, learned from his daughter, at least, graciousness and a certain way to carry oneself that garners respect rather than disrespect. I don't know. I used to, you can't always tell how a parent is by looking at their kids, but oftentimes you can. And at least his kids, and I'm going to go with the daughter because the boys have started emulating dad so much that it's a little hard to tell who they are or where they are. We haven't heard a lot from Ivanka for a long while, but when we used to hear from her, she was very gracious, poised, carried herself well, and dignified. And for whatever reason, the president has poo-pooed that. And some people say, well, that's what we like about him. No, you can like that he made promises and kept the promises. Promises made, promises kept. Like him for that. You can like him for not being hoity-toity as a politician holding himself above everyone. But the behavior, it's embarrassing as an American to have our president pushing guys out of the way, other world leaders, to get to the front to be in the picture. I mean, these are things that build up. They build up if you are even a big supporter of his, which I have been. But that sort of stuff builds up, and it shows up at a time like this, when it was somebody deciding, okay, do I want this or do I not want this? And they didn't do a good enough job of reminding people of all of their accomplishments. If you're African American, I don't know how you deny that it's been better for African Americans. I don't understand why Jewish people, when he did what he did with the embassy in Jerusalem and all the different things that he's done, how they can deny him being, quote unquote, on their side. If you're Latin American and you look at the numbers of unemployment and employment, you say, wow, it's been better than it's ever been for us. But somehow or another, that message was completely lost. And that didn't seem to enter into people deciding that in spite of his boorish behavior and him being the way he is, I'm going to vote for him because, as Dick put it, butt crack and all, you want the plumber there to get the job done. And when the job gets done, you don't go, he did a fabulous job, but man, I saw his butt crack. I can't have him work on my pipes anymore. You're going to call that plumber back to work on your pipes, butt crack and all.
Or hire another plumber.
Well, most people.
And that's what happened.
Most people would stick with the plumber.
Or hire another one. There's plenty of people out there.
You may want to ask if the plumber wears overalls.
Could you do me a favor and wear overalls? It is 5:58 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
Let's check our WJR traffic and weather with Dana Clark.
Seeing a slight delay along 75 northbound between 12 and 14 Mile. Other than that, upcoming construction that is going to happen tomorrow. This is along 75 both directions. Northbound and southbound between 8 Mile and 696. Starting Friday, 11 p.m., all lanes will shut down until 5 a.m. on Monday. You can take Woodward instead. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. After just a beautiful day yesterday, it's still going to be nice outside, but we'll have more clouds and sun today. So let's check the temperature. Currently 51 degrees, so it doesn't feel bad outside. Going up to 65 today, overcast skies all day. Tonight, partly cloudy, your low 48. The sunshine returns on Friday. Looks like a great weekend ahead. Lots of sunshine Friday, a high of 68, and then sun again on Saturday, hitting 68 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
Well, I see under protests and lawsuits on the television monitors, with everybody showing up everywhere, that the predominant thing I see isn't the happy and the angry. The predominant thing I see are cell phones with people capturing it all so they can put it on their Facebook page or their other social media, which I think we should all drop immediately if you watch The Social Dilemma. But that's what's important right now. Oh, I'm catching all this. I'm going to get hits on this. I'm going to get hits. This will be fabulous. Man, oh, man. We forgot wine yesterday. I mean, believe me, there was plenty of whining Wine Wednesday. And so I kept the wine in my office here, and I'll show mine. I don't know if you guys still have yours, but this is called Bread and Butter. And I've never seen it before, didn't know anything about it.
Is that a Chardonnay?
It is actually a California Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah. With hints of rich vanilla, toasted oak, and mocha. Perfect when enjoyed with good food and good company.
Oh, pass it around.
So I've never heard of it even, but I like the bottle.
I like it.
And I like that it was $14, but wait, there's more. I got this at Fresh Farms, my favorite little Fresh Farms down the street. The boys do a great job there, the owners. Look at that. It was $14.
What?
Plus save $2.
Oh, man. Did you get several bottles?
No, I did not, because I've never tasted it. So,
true.
You know, even at $12,
if
it's no good.
Yeah.
So there it is. That was it.
I bet it's going to be good.
Bread and Butter and breadandbutterwines.com. Never heard of them, but
you'll have to let us know once you taste it.
And then our hats, because we skipped right over to Hat Thursday. Did you guys drink your wine already?
Wine yesterday, but I put it back in the wine cooler.
Yeah.
So, and by now it might be gone.
Today is Donut Day.
Oh, yes.
I love donuts. I haven't had a donut in a long time. What's your favorite donut?
Glazed.
Glazed donut.
Glazed all day.
That's a really good donut. Who's the famous? What's the most famous glazed donut company?
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, yeah, Krispy Kreme. It's like glazed donuts are it.
If I could put my mouth under that belt when it's coming down,
I actually believe you can.
That would be like on my bucket list. Like just let me get in here, and when it's hot and it melts, man.
You know what I haven't had is cold apple cider and a warm donut.
I have.
Cider. I haven't had any apple cider.
I have.
Have you?
Dana?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went to the Franklin Cider Mill.
Oh, that's a great one. I used to
a few months ago
from there. That was a great place to go. I can't believe how busy it gets.
Yeah.
In season. Oh my God. It's one busy place, but it's worth it. It is worth it. Don't you? You look at that thing, and you sometimes think that the paint is holding the building up.
Yes.
It is.
How long has that been around?
Oh,
Well, forever.
Since before donuts and apples. I don't.
Right.
It's an old place, but they do a great job, and they put out a big spread of other stuff too.
Yes. Yes.
Outside there. But no. So what's this mean? National Donut Day. It started in 1938. It was a fundraiser for Chicago's Salvation Army.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, the Franklin Mill has been around since 1837.
Wow.
Forever. Yeah,
Long
forever.
time.
I don't know.
Krispy Kreme is probably best known for their fresh, hot, glazed, yeast-raised donuts. The company's Hot Donuts Now flashing sign is an integral part of the brand's appeal and fame. But I like, excuse me, I like jelly filled, a jelly donut. I like a chocolate glazed donut. I guess what I'm saying is I like all donuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do too, but
We consume 10 billion donuts a year.
Believable.
Are you serious?
It really is too big a number when you consider that as of 1997, there were 6,792 donut shops in the U.S. alone. I don't know what that means. It really is too big of a number. I don't know what that means. Anyway, 1997 was the last year that overall statistics and data was available. Don't you wonder when they give us statistics on stuff, you say, really, do we need to know that there were 10 billion donuts consumed here? So they did away with the statistics and data because it all costs money. So in the end, what difference does it make how many donuts America has consumed?
You don't see a lot of Krispy Kreme donut shops around.
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Oh, I should open a franchise.
Ooh.
No, you of all people should not open any kind of a food franchise.
You're right. What was I thinking?
Yeah, there goes the profit. We did so well. Where's the profit?
That's funny.
All the profit.
Jeff Sloan says everyone should open their own business.
Yes, he does.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm working on something. It should. I'll be debuting it in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, you really?
Come on.
Right here.
What are you talking about?
On T-shirt Tuesday, I should be ready to bust it out.
Oh.
There's a hint.
Okay.
There's a hint.
Kind of exciting.
Yes, it is. Been working on it for a couple months.
Good for you.
Yes, and management knows, so I can.
You should talk to that Kim has been in that business for a long time.
Oh, has she? Oh.
Well, yeah. Anything with advertising on it, specialty advertising, anything with logos, corporate gifting, and other stuff.
Oh, I will give her a call.
She's got it going on.
She can get T-shirts for a song.
Oh, I will be giving.
I'm not exactly.
Kim, I'll be giving you a call. Right, but a song.
For a song, so she might be able to help you with that.
Yes, that would be much appreciated.
So what else is going on? I know that we are.
Unfortunately, COVID is still going. Like yesterday was the highest, 102,000 people. That was the highest since it began, 6 figures in one day.
And the death rate's climbing a little bit.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we're still getting the 1-2 punch from every direction.
Well, that's, because the election's not over. They got to end the election, and then they can end the.
Right.
I don't think so.
If only.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, that would be great.
This is breaking news. There's been a concession.
The Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
Not of Trump.
I come on the air at 6:08 with this concession. Just breaking. Kanye West has completed the election after receiving just 60,000 votes.
Oh, that's not bad, actually.
Donald Trump's people are now suing Kanye West because they said if they had those 60,000 votes, they'd win.
It'd be better. Yeah, they should sue Kanye.
That's for any number of reasons.
Right.
It's Thursday, November 5th, the 310th day of 2020. There are 56 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. Thank you, Dick Kafner, for the news presented as news. How rare and unusual. We appreciate that. Dana Clark will keep an eye on the roadways, weather, and a movie or two today. We'll do the movies a day early because we've got the Parade Company pancake breakfast. I don't have my little card in front of me, Ann. That's presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
We will still have the pancake breakfast virtually, and we're looking forward to that. That's tomorrow morning. We have Brian Morton in the booth running all the controls, and we appreciate that, Brian. Mike Kim is checking in from the southernmost portion of Michigan. And, of course, our executive producer overseeing everything is Ann Thomas.
Happy Friday Eve, Dubster.
Happy Friday Eve to you. The beat goes on. It's nonstop. It's all election, all the time, all the challenges. The Detroit News has decided that Michigan goes for Biden, but presidency still up in air with few key states results lagging. And I don't know. They can call it official in Michigan, but I know that Michigan is being challenged, Dick, just like a few other states.
Right. The Secretary of State calls it official,
regardless of any legal action or anything.
Jocelyn Benson says the Trump legal actions are frivolous.
Is that her call? I mean, is that her call?
That's what she says. I don't know whether you want to call it her call or not. That's what she says.
We can ask her that at 7:35 this morning. She will be joining us.
I will ask her. You know, a lot of people have crossed over into territory that's not really theirs. For example, the CDC said, now I don't have it in front of me because we didn't talk about it that day when I saw it, but the CDC came out before the election and said, Americans have every right to vote, even if they are COVID-19 positive. Now, I want to ask you a question. What the hell business is it of the CDC on whose right it is or isn't to vote? You understand what I'm saying when I say this?
Mm-hmm.
It's the CDC. These are the same people that screwed up the COVID-19. And by the way, another mistake the president's fine people made is that early on, and I carry this around forever, Fauci and the other doctors that were telling the president what was going on gave him incorrect information. Fauci said, no, I don't think there's going to be a problem in America. Fauci said, no, you don't need to wear a mask. And these people that are supportive of the president on his staff, his team, should have reminded people that when the president made these statements that made him look stupid in many respects or respected by others in other respects, was basing what he was saying on the information given to him by the doctors. Just in the same way that our governor was following CDC guidelines. She wasn't putting people in nursing homes to have them die. She was following the same guidelines that people around the country and around the world were following that were incorrect and caused us to lose a lot of people, the elderly. This was not just a Michigan problem. This was a problem worldwide. So I don't know with these people where their communication folks are. And they kind of miss all this. But that one from the CDC saying, you have a right to vote. I thought that you veered way out of your lane, CDC. You've got nothing to do with telling us if we do or don't have the right to vote. You have no say whatsoever.
Similar to what her critics contend that Jocelyn Benson did with open carry and guns. You know, and that went to the Michigan Supreme Court, which has a Democrat majority, and they did not hear the case. In other words,
that was a no-brainer.
It was declared that this was not Benson's area to determine Second Amendment rights, and the Supreme Court in Michigan refused to hear it.
that's a perfect example, Dick, of somebody veering out of their lane and deciding things that they have no real business in deciding. Now, I think she would say, well, my job is for the safety of people at the polls. I have to
right, which she has told you and other media. Right.
But the court said, no, that's actually not your job. That's the police job and any number of others. But you don't go over the Constitution of the state of Michigan or of the United States to do your job. 6:14 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
Let's check it. Our WJR traffic and weather first. Miss Dana Clark is in the house.
Seeing some slow traffic, Paul W. along 75 northbound between 12 and 14 Mile. Also, the Blue Water Bridge moving slow for trucks westbound between Canada and the U.S. That's a 30-minute delay there. Eastbound Blue Water Bridge between the U.S. and Canada looking at a 15-minute delay. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Seeing a little more cloud come in today. Temperatures milder this morning, and we'll back it off a little bit this afternoon. A cloudy 64. Some clouds overnight tonight, especially early 45. Then we clear it. Tomorrow looks sunny and mild with high up near 70 degrees. The weekend, sunny mid-upper 60s. From a Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stidgick on News Talk 760 WJR.
I need to remind our WJR listeners and those that watch us online that at 8:18, we will be back online on social media because we'll be doing Greg Russell's Movie Show Plus at that time. Just a programming note I wanted to be sure to mention. And coming up, we'll have a little tease from our Opportunity Detroit program that will run this weekend on WJR. That's what's coming up next. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption, but I needed to get that out.
Paul W. Smith here to invite you to a very special virtual event.